Good evening, Dandadan fans. Last prolonged stream, not the last stream, but 2-2.
Damn, it's gonna feel weird when when it says like 50 minutes and then we're finished with the chapter every Monday.
Yeah, we are almost caught up. We got, how many chapters we got today? 6. We got 6 chapters. 3 of them are going to be dual react because, you know, why not go out with a bang? And we got to fill up some of this airtime in terms of making the stream last. But yeah, we are in the thick of it. Sanjime is still plotting behind the scenes, and he is moving different. He is consistently making all the moves, not just the right moves, but he's putting all the pieces in the right places on the chessboard.
He gotta go. I mean, I don't know how we would do that, but he gotta go. Where's our Ichigo in this series?
Do you think a cursed trunk could hold him?
Honestly,
because on one hand, he had Zuma go into it.
Exactly.
But on the other hand, he's the one that put the box where it was in the park bench. So I don't know.
I feel like the Cursed Trunk is getting more stocks since we're still talking about it. The prior volume, with that Cursed Trunk with the guy with the baggy eye, the bags under his eyes. So maybe.
I just don't know what's a counter to Sanjime. I really don't.
Honestly, I think that is a counter. Because I'm thinking about all these other series where you have these OP ass characters. They always get sealed.
A Gojo.
Always. Gojo, Aizen, some other series.
That is literally the only way to quote unquote defeat them.
And man, that fight was crazy against that damn hot Iron Bull.
I was somewhat trying to listen to that earlier during my physical therapy appointment. Thank goodness I don't think that we buffered, so my internet at least held up for one day. And I was just like listening to us read it. I was like, damn, Seiko. She knows the hand-to-hand combat, but she was getting messed up pretty badly.
I like that though. It's like it just kind of goes to show how resourceful she is, you know? Like she's just not just some OP old character, which is always a trope in shonen. I always like seeing the ones who are more tactical, you know? Like a Jiraiya. I mean, he's obviously strong, but like, you know, techniques. I like that. The legs.
Thick thighs save lives, man.
Shout out to the Yin Yang boys. That's what I'm gonna call them, the Yin Yang boys.
The Yin Yang boys. I remember Haise's name. I don't remember the other guy's name.
Damn, I forget his name. Hase and God damn, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Rokumoto, Roku
Mujimoto,
Moto,
something like that.
Something Moto. I mean, hopefully they show up again. And this is really, the conflict is all on one side. It's not whatever is going on with Momo, Gigi, Seijo, or Seiko.
Seijo.
I
know what you are. You're a Haikyuu fan.
I'm a Haikyuu fan. That is absolutely correct. Yeah, I just edited that all day today. But yeah, so one of the cool things, I was watching Laz's reactions to these chapters. Apparently that sacred site that they're going to, it is supposed to be about marriage, which Okarun and Momo are separate. So I'm curious. I'm curious if he's going to spiral through the electrical wires to get there if he needs to, if he can.
I'm noticing
You think
something.
he'll get a different power from one of the Kozuka knives that Hase has?
Maybe. I'm still confused. So was that the chick that's with Hase?
I think it was.
Okay.
Similar
I'm starting
build,
to know
not
something
confirmed, but
with Okarun. I mean, well, with Kin, it's obviously noticeable, especially with Momo's reactions, but it is very one-sided right now. I understand she's not ready to confess, but I think it was in the last volume I noticed it just seemed a bit like, how can I say it? Okarun seems a little too strong with the whole confession thing. He keeps following up and like saying more and more things as if he's already
he's
like
a bit eager.
Yeah. And I know his Momo, she always has like a face where she's just like yeah, we'll get to that, like, chill.
It could be similar to the psychology behind why you feel, I'm not going to speak for everyone, generally speaking, why you feel more vulnerable when you're naked is because you don't have any barriers to protect yourself. He is, for all intents and purposes, emotionally naked because he fully confessed his feelings to Momo, and she has not responded to him. And she even went so far as to say, hey, I want you to confess a second time. So now he's got to build up the courage a second time to say it. And this whole time he's probably thinking in his head, like, what is going to be her response? Does she view me as a friend? Does she view me as a love interest? So actually, I understand what you're saying, but I think it's mainly because he, metaphorically, he's the only one naked in the situation currently.
Yeah. What I do like about it though is it's not. I like that he didn't do the opposite from like hearing her not confessing her side, where he's like, "Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Oh no!" Like no, he's like still advancing, which is pretty cool for his character because he's more timid, or he used to be. Well, he still is, but he used to be a lot more timid. So that is pretty cool. I like that because early on in the series, you would think that Momo is the one that would be more eager and advancing and controlling, not controlling, but the one who's in the driver's seat, I guess, of this love thing that's going on here.
I don't like this phrase, but who wears the pants in the relationship? It's kind of applicable to their dynamic. There's a power structure to it. So at the moment, like I said, she holds all the cards.
But I think it's in the back of my mind, I'm thinking about Gigi. Sometimes when I see Momo being reluctant, I'm thinking about how Gigi, he's also being eager and advancing the same way that Okarun is doing, kind of.
Yeah.
Scared. I want my boy to score, you know?
I have a feeling I'm going to feel so bad for Gigi here in the near future. I don't know if his aura is going to be connected to Okarun's aura. That'd be a cool way to kind of connect those two competing love interests for Momo, is if they both know how the other feels about Momo. And then they have to rationalize, okay, well, now I do have a legitimate rival. It's not like a perceived rival. You do have someone else that is vying for the woman that you want to be with.
I thought about something too. Evil Eye, you can't train with Ken no more. At least not right now. So Umbrella Boy, hey, here we go. Hey,
hey, that's a pretty good. That's a pretty good sparring partner. But she did know Umbrella Boy, so I don't know. He might. Ooh, could that be a potential way that we find Turbo Granny again if we need her? Umbrella Boy. I mean, it's not out of the question.
Right.
That'd be pretty cool.
What is Turbo Granny doing?
She's been away for longer than I thought she would be. This is kind of giving me like Undead Unluck, like Andy feelings. Like, how long are we gonna wait? A good amount.
That chapter is big. We gotta get off Twitter. Well, I mean, there's no way. But
I just
gotta block spoilers as much.
I won't go on Twitter on Mondays. That's is what it is.
Where you at? The pull-up's gonna be. I think she's gonna pull up at the end of another big arc.
I don't think this one. I think we
not
gotta
this one.
keep her to the side a little bit longer.
Yep. So the next big one, she's gonna pull up. It's gonna be crazy. I wonder.
I think it's going to be when Sanjime is looking like he's gonna win, or he's going to take someone.
You think she's gonna look any different, or you think she's still gonna be Neko form?
I would kind of like it if she had a Deku Vigilante-esque aesthetic. She might have like a cape or like the aura flying back, like the eyeballs. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be cool. Well, we're ready to start our last read-through stream for Dandadan. April 9th.
Last one for now, guys. So if you like anything in the stream, if you could just like it for us, we'd greatly appreciate it. We are going to alternate between a few chapters. I believe 186, 187 are the two first dual reaction chapters. Then obviously chapter 189, since that's going to be the most recent chapter, we'll also dual react to that one. But up until chapter 186, we will, or 187, I'll have to look at it, we will be alternating. So I'm going to start off first today. I'm going to read chapter 184, and then Vontae will get 185 after we have a quick discussion. Oh yeah, and Rin decapitated. Mai's like crying over her head floating there in the basketball gym. All right, chapter 184, the class rep's head. Tatsu. No, class rep. Kawabanga, what happened? How did this happen to her? Skank, it's you. This is awful. You have to help Rin. Those headless people down there did this to her. They grabbed her and slam dunked her, and then her head popped off. It wasn't a meme. I literally saw the Venom meme slam dunking. So that is both hilarious and so twisted. That's how she got decapitated. Kobe, look out! Wait, something's coming out of her neck. Kawabanga, you're a yokai, right? What are those people? Well, they're severed head dribblers. If you sneak into a gym at night to play, headless basketball players will appear and look for balls, specifically heads. Hey, Cow, what do we do? I don't know. We have to find the one with the power. We need to get out of here. Miss Shiratori. Huh? She's conscious. Thank goodness you came. Miss Yukishiro's in real trouble. Yeah, it's talking to me. Yeah, I've got no body. Rin, you're alive. What's going on here? Great question. She's in between this world and the afterlife. Okay, and what kind of state is that? She's alive, but her body is in the afterlife. As it stands, her life force will continue to spill out of her head until it's empty, and then she'll drift in this space for eternity. Aira lands. She sees more headless hoopers throwing chest pass and three-point shots. Kawabanga steps in the way. My, you noble fool! Ugh. Aira, Miss Shiratori's out. Oh. That has some impact to it. Dang. Aira, stay strong. Miss Shiratori. She is squirming on the ground. Rin, can you sing? No, I can't sing without my body. Oh my god, they're picking up Aira's head, bouncing her off the floor? No, stop. Kawabanga's trying to bite this dude. I don't think it's working. Slam dunked her, and then her head popped off. Bath salts, hot springs of Japan. Yeah, this is a bath salts type of chapter. All right, she's thinking back to her her childhood. Oh, my dear wife, I thought you had just become a head. Goodness, darling, it would appear you know nothing of what's popular in Japanese bath salts these days. She's in between this world and the afterlife. She's alive, but her body is in the afterlife. So with her hair, she grabs Rin's head. We see the underside perspective of the basketball. So if we reverse the dunk, if you ever played basketball before, one of the things you always try to do, at least I did, is throw the basketball from underneath, go through the hoop, up, and then it comes back down to score. Just a cool little trick shot. All right, shoves her through. She has been reconnected. Aira's still getting dunked on. Rin! You gotta sing that note immediately, girl. All right, idol power. Here we go. Ombudsman as well. All right, she's got the mic. She's got the outfit. She looks like a Koopa from Super Mario Brothers. Oh my god, these back-to-back spreads are awesome. Miss Shiratori, thank you. I'll be able to sing now. What's up with that outfit? How can you not be embarrassed? Eek, please stop. Please don't say that. When Rin sings, she can control gravity. Gravity? Whoa. But why do you have to be in that embarrassing getup? Eek, stop it. Because she's a singing and dancing idol, obviously. Bruh, as the chest pass are made with the severed heads, they immediately go down with the force of gravity. Miss Shiratori, get behind me. I'll defend us from their attacks. Don't be honorably ridiculous. I'm the leader here, aren't I? I can't believe that wasn't just a meme. I can't believe Tatsu wrote the meme into a canon version of his story.
What made him even think about this?
He saw the meme. He just dunked ahead through a basketball.
Or he was watching basketball and he seen them going like this. So you know what? Take that literally.
It's like the dodgeball movie. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. If you can palm a basketball, you can palm a cranium.
Yo, shout out to Rin. That gravity power, that shit is clutch. I need an Undead and Dandadan crossover now. I need it.
I feel like the training opportunities would be endless.
These abilities from both series, we need it.
Do you think we know either of those two girls that she was playing with?
Well, she got a track record of past.
That is true.
So. Was it her friends, that she hung out with in school?
Possibly, but do you remember that original theory about Aira and the other Aira from Acro Silky? Her daughter's name was Aira.
Yeah. Imagine. Remember, I was mad confused in the episode. I was like, wait, what? Oh, okay. Interesting.
I think it was purposely vague or ambiguous, but...
Imagine. Because she does have the same kind of hairstyle, the two ponytails, like that Aira. Acrobatic.
Well, yeah, and then plus you look at the female doll that the other girl is holding, it looks very much like the long dress that the mom had. So that's the reason why I brought that up. Like, possibly? And I'm trying to look at that house too. Does that somewhat look like the apartment complex that Acro Silky lived at? It looks a bit more, chateau type of feel, like Ritz and Glitz. But I
to pass Tatsu.
I could see it.
Plus, I mean, it was ambiguous. Like, we just assume, oh, they killed her, but what they didn't.
Do Do you think maybe there is underground trafficking of children for infertile parents?
Probably.
Bruh.
Shout out to Aira though, man. Really
Yeah.
having them MC vibe. Literally everybody has some kind of
She is
MC
the
vibe.
leader in our hearts.
Like-
Did you know about the rumor, or I guess the folklore, that if you sneak into a gym at night to play, headless basketball players will appear? I never heard that growing up. Probably a good thing.
Aira is really the Gina of the series. Just with
Yes.
more,
Good cop.
maybe more potential for focus.
More focus. Yeah.
But yeah, she's Gina.
I can't believe Rin got dunked. Just it's insane.
Oh, man. All right, we jump to the next one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alrighty, chapter 185. Okay. So you're the perp. That's the title. Hey, Rhett, can't you make your attacks honorably broader? Sorry about that. They going crazy though. Ooh. Yeah, that's cool. Apparently my range of effectiveness is fixed. It seems it's not possible to extend its scope. Rin, do you see now that your ability to deliver a song is undeveloped? If you don't improve your idle power, then neither your power's range nor your outfits become amazing. I at least want to do something about this outfit ASAP. Okay. Hey, where's Yukishiro? That's what I've been thinking about in the back of my mind the whole time. You were tracking her, weren't you? I lost sight of her at some point. I don't know where she could be now. She's over there. Look, there. The pygmies are defending her head. She's just a head, too? I can't see her. Where is she? I can't see her either. It's no use. We can't see the pygmies. Mai, can you go help Miss Yukishiro? Sure, but you can't use your powers without me. Class rep, stay behind me. Mai, please. Okay, I'll be back. Eek, I changed my mind. Please come back, Mai. Keep moving. If we stop, they'll overwhelm us with numbers. Hey, pygmies, come with me. There's a way to help Miss Miss Yukishiro. They whispering to her? Is that what's going on? Oh no, they're just grabbing on. Okay. Here we go. Hang on tight. Okay, he's pulling them. Mai, head straight for the basket and dunk upward. Weave, dodge. Let's go. Ooh, this is cool. Tatsu, you a basketball fan? You might be. I feel like you understand the logistics behind the movements and stuff. Going up for the layup right there. And they coming up trying to block it. That is really cool. Really cool looking. Oh, got him. This just looks morbid though. God damn. Look like Aaron and AOT when with the big ass colossal founding titan. Or not the colossal one, but you know what I'm talking about. The big skeletal one. Okay, she's in the hoop. We did it. Trying to catch her. Nope. Hey, class rep, honorably sing, please, hurry. Yeah, Yukishiro, stop. Please calm down. Open your eyes. It's me, Miss Shiritori. Hang on to me, or you could get shot down. Me did it. They're the one who blackmailed me. Oh my god. Ugh. Ew. Mr. Murakami. He went through the social media accounts of female students to find ones who were violating school rules, so he could blackmail them into taking pictures of themselves in their underwear. So the spoilers that I got, obviously I didn't know the context, but the memes were basically saying like, you know, PED vibes, and yeah, that's the memes that I saw. People was like, what? There may be other girls who are given knives like I was. this guy's a straight up bastard, all right? So Murikami's somewhere in this gym. We kick his ass and we're good. Miss Yuritori, trouble. They've gotten big. Oh my god. Nightmare fuel, man. This is a great shot though. But Aira, her back, man. Damn. When I first saw it, I was like, Jesus Christ, that shit. Ooh. We need the nurse now. The walls are closing in. Hey, class rep, your range of gravity is becoming narrower. You can't keep singing without any rest. You're still just a fledgling idol, Rin. You've only got 5 more minutes in you. This isn't funny. I can't defend against them and cover these two at the same time. Yukishiro, you can make use of your pygmies, can't you? Have them search for Murakami. He must be in his gym somewhere. We have to hurry and find him so we can kick the crap out of him. I thought we were gonna get like a really creepy panel, like the one that we just saw him digging his nose. We're gonna see him like halfway behind a wall or some shit, looking creepy as hell. Hurry! They're really putting up. Wait, hold on. Okay, come on, page. All right, here we go. Hurry! Or they're really putting up a good fight, aren't they? But I'm no dummy like Yukishiro. Ugh. I'm not in the gym. The second you all stepped in that gym, you were her. What's up all these hot and these hers, these fucking perv horny
Can
people,
you not
monster.
Can you not please?
Please.
I was spoiled on the biking panel, so I knew he was up to no good when we first saw him. I was aware of another thing that I think will be covered in a subsequent chapter here tonight, but oh, he's a sick fellow.
Get him out of here. Like, you have to end
sick
him.
fellow.
Nurse, Queen-sama, where are you?
Yeah, you need to take that bat to this guy's head.
Yes. And heal our girls.
So, here's the thing. What do you make of this guy? Do you think that he is working for Sanjime, or Sanjime just gave him a little nudge? Do you think he would have been doing some shady shit in the background to begin with, or like what do you make of him?
Based on what they said about him blackmailing and doing this for a while, I think it's more so like he's already on this kind of time, and then Sanjime picked up on it, and he had him do it.
And you know, gave him a power.
So he was already a bastard.
So do you think that shadowy figure that we saw talking to Kouki previously, do you think that was still Sanjime, or do you think that was this guy? But Sanjime erased the memories of him.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't really matter,
yeah,
because Sanjime is still involved, but
it'd be fucked up if this guy, like, none of this was his doing, and now this is like put on. Oh my god, kill me, kill me.
Yeah, if that's the sword I have to fall on, I don't want to survive.
Bruh.
Cool little detail on page 15. The speed at which those Dullahan basketball heads are being flung are tearing apart Aira's hair.
Yep.
That's crazy. We saw her hair pick up vehicles.
And these chest passes and shit just like fucking projectiles.
Good form. Nice pass. Chance ball.
Oh, you know what's funny? Now I'm looking at that double spread 16 and 17. So the meme that I saw, it showed those 3 girls, and it said something like, I think the meme said like kill all peds or something like that. So I was like, okay, what the fuck is going on here then? And yeah.
I could just imagine, you know how they did that rendition of the racehorse track theme?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine they do like a rendition of like Mario Party. Na 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 na. No. Get real funky with it.
Tatsu, what the hell, dude?
Don't know, man.
I don't like this. Nah, that Kouki with the pygmies, and the hoop really reminded me of Aaron with his head just hanging.
Bruh, like, I got the same vibes.
That's what we know
It's
what you are.
hallucinogenia.
You're just a fan.
You're cultured,
okay?
man. You read a lot of manga, just like we do.
Yeah, love it. All right, it's the first one.
First one of 3 tonight, guys. So we're gonna get into a dual reaction chapter. I'm gonna read this one first. We're gonna switch it up for the next chapter, and then so on and so forth. But again, if you could just like the stream for us, we are trying to get out to more Dandadan viewers. But chapter 186, Kouki Yukishiro's power. Yukishiro used the pygmies to look for Murakami. Pygmies, please, lend me your strength. I'm sorry I was so mean to you before, even though you were only trying to protect me. Moo! Okay, her for real, her for real. You gotta work up a good sweat, her for real, or you can't enjoy the taste of a strong drink. Don't you agree? I don't want to turn the page, because the bottom panel of page 2. Bruh, she doesn't want to do this. Hey, Miss Adachi. You seem to be in a bad mood. I won't lend you any money if you're like that, you know. Oh, she's probably doing this for her mom. This is so uncomfortable to read. It must be hard having to nurse your mother, and it's gonna cost money to put her in a home. Okay, shall we get started then? Talisman, by divine decree, serve even in death. It's no use. They're saying he isn't anywhere around. They searched every nook and cranny of the gym, but Mr. Murakami's not here. Shit, we've been had. Murakami was never in the gym to begin with. Rin's at her limit. She can't hold out any longer. Shut the hell up. Show some honorable backbone. Aira's just going ham in the background. I can't do anything. I'm always, moo. They constructed a piano out of the floorboards? Huh? How? Where did you get this? They made that for you. Moo. Miss Yukishiro, play that piano. Huh? Why is there a piano here? The pygmies are telling you to use your ability. Ability? I see. It's possible the class rep's power could be amplified by the piano. A boosting quirk. I mean, supernatural ability. Miss Yukishiro, please and thank you. Okay, I'll give it a try. You don't get over your trauma that easily, so it would make sense why she has some hesitation here. Ooh, flashback to early childhood. That's great, Ko. You can play just from hearing the notes. You're a genius. All right, she's starting to age up, just like the Rin flashback. As she presses more notes with her fingers, starts to grow older. I can see the sound. How long are you going to go without being able to read sheet music? You need to make the effort to learn. You can't just rely on your perfect pitch. If you don't understand the composer's intent, you can't properly express it. Perform it precisely according to the score. According to the score, properly, precisely. I love the reflection of her hand. It is symbolic of this being supernatural in which she can see the music. Precisely. Now she's underwater. I can't see the sound. What are you doing? It sounds all messed up. I can't play this. Not like this. We don't have time for your whining. Come on. That's not it. This piano has pure intonation. It was the type used for classical music in medieval Europe. It's not the typical 440 Hz, but 432 Hz instead. It can't just be played normally. This is going way over my head. I'm sure people that are more musically inclined are loving the intricacies here. You have perfect pitch, don't you? Just figure out the notes a step at a time. But that's impossible. I can't just improvise. You can. You're a prodigy, aren't you? You know, I used to think only about defeating you. When that's all I thought about, I could forget the sadness of my mother being gone. Oh, goodness. So this was after. Oh, Aira. Kouki Yukishiro, you were the top because your performances seemed more fun than anyone else's. They were pure freedom. Okay, now we're leaning a little bit heavy into the Eren Yeager comp here, but I like it. I always imagined how fun it would be to be able to play like you. After you quit, I quit the piano too. Get it back. The feeling you had back then. The way you played piano. Thinking back on her life, remember. Have seen this panel on Twitter, but it is so detailed, powerful. It invokes emotion. Not out of only those 3 characters on the top of page 22, but out of me. This is a powerful moment. What is this sound? It's so incredibly heart-wrenching. Class rep, well, is it amping your power? I don't know. That's not it. Miss Yukishiro's ability isn't something that amplifies Rin's power, and it doesn't control the pygmies either. Does this stop time? Those are 2 flies. There's no motion for either one of them. Or you summon a swarm of locust flies. Oh, good gravy. This is... I'm sure there is an analogy or symbolism here that I'm missing. I'm not too familiar with a lot of musical history, let's just say. What is the implication of that, though? We do have 2 people in here, according to my screen. So if you'd like to share anything with me, if you want to talk about anything with me really quickly, just leave me a comment in the chat. If not, I will go ahead and get Vontae back in here. I think we both unfortunately got spoiled on the piano panel. It was all over Twitter like 2 or 3 weeks ago when this came out. It might have been a little bit longer than that. But yeah, this was prominent on my feed. I could not escape it. Pure intonation. One of my favorite aspects about Haikyuu is the symbolism that we see meant to represent various scenarios. So her playing underneath the ocean. Oh.
Well, you almost said something.
Yeah. I recognize you were back, so I'll cut that idea short for the time being. But yeah, enjoy this one.
All right. Okay. All right, chapter 186, titled Kouki Yukishiro's Power. Yukishiro used the pygmies to look for Murakami. Pygmies, please lend me your strength. I'm sorry I was so mean to you before, even though you were only trying to protect me. Look at them. I don't know why they remind me of from Bleach. What's his name? The Quincy James, the one that was cheering on the masculine. James. Okay, her for real. You gotta work up a good sweat. Her for real, or you can't enjoy the taste of a strong drink. Don't you agree, Miss Adachi? Wow, what the fuck? So going back to when he was asking, you want to come to the basketball mixer? Or whatever he was talking. What the fuck? You seem to be in a bad mood. I won't lend you any money if you're like that, you know. Bro, back the fuck up, dog. It must be hard having to nurse your mother. Yeah, I see what this is. And it's going to cost money to put her in a home. Okay, shall we get started then? Talisman by divine decree serve even in death. Interesting. Okay, let's see. It's no use. They're saying he isn't anywhere around. They search every nook and cranny of the gym, but Mr. Murakami's not here. Shit, we've been had. Murakami was never in the gym to begin with. Aira kicking the shit out of him. Ren's at her limit. She can't hold out any longer. Shut the hell up. Show her honorable backbone. Show some honorable backbone. Okay, Kouki, what you about to do? I can't do anything. I'm always. And one of the little guys is pointing at a piano. Huh? How? Where did you get this? Move. Miss Yukishido, play that piano. Huh? Why is there a piano here? The pygmies are telling you to use your ability. Ability? I wonder what is her ability. Let me think. So we're trying to stop these things, obviously. Piano, vibrations. Can she like control movement maybe with the vibrations? Like she can make something move more or like quicker or completely stop. I don't know. I see. It's possible the class rep's power can be amplified by that piano. Miss Yukishido, please and thank you. Okay, I'll give it a try. I like how she puts her hair back behind her ears. That's a nice little detail, just showing that she's like, okay, let me lock in. Let me get into this. That's great, Ko. You can play just from hearing the notes. You're a genius. I can see the sound. How long are you going to go without being able to read sheet music? You need to make the effort to learn. You can't just rely on your perfect pitch. If you don't understand the composer's intent, you can't properly express. Perform it precisely according to the score. Properly, precisely. So her mom was on her ass trying to have her to perfect it and whatnot. And she was locking in and she was getting better and better and better. But she was pushing her precisely. I can't see the sound, but so you can. I love the imagery though. It's like water too. Wow. Huh. What are you doing? It sounds all messed up. I can't play this. Not like this. We don't have time for your whining. Come on. That's not it. This piano has pure intonation. It was the type used for classical music in medieval Europe. It's not the typical 440 hertz, but 432 hertz instead. It can't just be played normally. You have perfect pitch, don't you? Just figure out the notes a step at a time. But that's impossible. I can't just improvise. You can. You're a prodigy, aren't you? You know I used to only think about defeating you. When that's all I thought about, I could forget the sadness of my mother being gone. Kouki Yukishido, you were the top because your performances seemed more fun than anyone else's. They were pure freedom. She really is Eren Yeager, huh? Freedom? I always imagined how fun it would be to be able to play like you. After you quit, I quit the piano too. Get it back, the feeling you had back then, the way you played piano. Remember. Ooh, this is gonna go crazy in anime. She locking it. Well, I love this panel. I love like the height of the panel, like us seeing the ceiling and all the heads up there, and just a shot from the side too, showing the piano. Her arms are like closer to us. Perspective. Yeah, this whole shot is really dynamic. I like this a lot. This double spread. Okay. Locking in. What is this sound? It's so incredibly heart-wrenching. Class rep. Well, is it amping your power? I don't know. That's not it. Miss Yukishido's ability isn't something that amplifies Ren's power, and it doesn't control the pygmies either. Okay, we see flies. Flies. Bugs. Just. So she has the ability to call forth maybe all walks of life, or at least specifically animals that emit vibrations, frequency, that the same frequency. Oh, wait a minute. It might be that she's able to, I guess, quote unquote, call whatever frequency that she's playing in, that maybe animal can come out and help to the masses.
That's better than anything I came up with, so sure. Let's go.
I was gonna say, I wonder what you got.
One thing that I noticed while you were reading and I was doing my like quick reread, go back to pages 11 and 12.
The little sparkles from the piano keys.
No, actually, something else.
11 and 12.
It's probably easier to see on 12.
Huh?
It's probably easier to see on page 12.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Nah. I was gonna say you're talking about like how it looks, how the waves look, like the shape.
You
said the shape?
No.
I don't know what you're talking about then. The keyboard? The key.
I think her shirt might have flies on it for both her youngest form and her younger form. Do you know if flies have any sort of like, I know you were starting to say something about like vibrational frequencies.
Yeah.
Do you know if like flies have any classical music connotation, or if there's anything like musical about fly? I am not well versed in this area, so I am not quite sure.
In general, I would say kind of what I was talking about with frequencies. I don't know if this is just specific to her. Like,
okay,
I think maybe flies, when they vibrate, they emit that frequency, same frequency as the note that she's hitting. So that's why I'm thinking that she could probably change it depending on like what she said, 440, and she said 432. So
yeah,
she might be able to change it. I do like that you point out the fly shirt. I don't know if that's like
the
just
only
flies.
Piece of culture that I know is related to flies is Lord of the Flies. I never read that book, so I don't even know like what it's about. Did you ever read Lord of the Flies?
Nah, heard of it though.
No. All right, quick synopsis. 1954 novel from a British author concerns a group of prepubescent British boys who are stranded on an uninhabited island in their disastrous attempts to govern themselves that led to a descent into savagery. I was saying at the start of this chapter how uncomfortable it was to see her in that bunny suit. And it's not that she didn't agree to do it, it's that she was coerced into doing it for the promise of money. And not even money you get to keep. This is money that he's lending you.
Mm-hmm.
What a bum.
But you see how they're up in that tower, right? In that building, right? know what's about to happen. He's going through that fucking glass.
All these flies are coming through.
He's going through his fucking glass. They're gonna pick him up and drop him. But I think that might be her power, which is pretty fucking cool. If she can like master frequency of nature, different animals, and she can like call upon them, kind of like Koda and My Hero.
Yeah. You want to know what I thought her power was at the bottom of page 23 before I turned the page?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was the power to stop time. While
she stop time. That's what I was thinking. Because when I was reading, I was saying that like, can she, like, we need to stop them. So like, can she like stop their movements or something, or she can either do either or, like amplify movement, make it faster, or slow it down.
At first, I was like, why are those flies' wings not moving? I was like, did she stop time? No. No, it's just a representation of two of them.
I think there's a lot of symbolism with her character, like that you have to like really sit and think about. Like with the pygmies, now these flies.
It's subtle.
How she feels internally. The passion that she lost, how timid, how forgotten she feels. Like the way that we look at flies, they're like, oh yeah. Like for one, they don't have a long lifespan at all. And two, we don't look at flies as like good or help for many things. Obviously they do certain things, but
well, and even the phrase fly on the wall, she was unnoticed by all of her classmates. Like no one even recognized her existence, which then you relate that back to the pygmies and their whole desire to be recognized.
Wow. And the fact that she kept saying, I can't see it. Like the sound, and now thinking back to like people not being able to see her or not seeing her, not hearing her. It comes to a point where fucking flies, out of anything you could think of, flies are listening to her. That's crazy. Humans won't. A fly would? Hey, the symbolism there, man.
Yeah, I did see that panel of page 22 on Twitter previously.
Yeah, same.
But man, it's cathartic to get it with context. Because that means something. She's just closing her eyes and playing. She's not thinking. She's just feeling the music. And as someone who's not musically inclined, personally, I love when creative people or musically talented people just get in a groove. They can close their eyes and just perform.
Yeah, the classical training that we had with Aira and Ken.
Beethoven, Bach. Pure freedom.
Aaron.
I said the same thing.
But your mom, though. That's crazy.
I see. That's the thing. I was gonna ask you a question. Do you think that's a mom or do you think that's a piano teacher?
Or piano teacher.
It looks slightly different than what her mom looks like. I don't know.
When she got older.
It could be. It could be her mom.
And just,
but do you think
based on how
that her mom would push her towards that when they were just complimenting her on? I mean, the life of a child prodigy can get dark quickly. I'm not denying that.
Her father probably passed away, and that's probably what made her mother act the way that she acted, and started to kind of like with Zuma's mom, like carry on that resentment, or since they lost him, and then she started going really hard on her daughter to practice, because like you said, first they were like you're a genius, like go girl, like you're doing your thing, and then all of a sudden it's like perfect, you have to be perfect pitch. It's like, how did that transpire? And then you don't see her father there anymore either. Blessing in disguise. I mean, or you could say her mother cursed her, however you want to look at it.
or everything in life is just as it's meant to be. Like, she was meant to go through this trauma to have this moment. She was meant to interact with Aira previously and then interact with Aira today.
Yep. Look how
that broke my heart. That broke my heart when Aira said, when I thought about just defeating you, the sadness of my mother being gone disappeared.
I love that came back up.
Yep. There's so much to Aira's character. I don't feel like she gets enough credit as a character. Like, she's funny. Like, she has the meme faces, like Anya, you know, the smug little child. Face. No, like, she's got trauma. She's a person. And she's struggling. But she's doing her best.
She's like, kind of like how Kinta is. Like, he is very underrated or underappreciated, I'd say. But Aira, she's like, when it comes to, she's been the leader. Like, yeah, she has been the leader. If it's not Momo, majority of the time it probably is Aira.
She has fully mastered the power of the spirals as well. She's the only one that I see that consistently uses spirals in every form of combat. What do you think's going to happen to I'll just call him Fuckface because I don't even feel like calling him his name. With that seal or the talisman that she has behind her back.
Either he's, I don't know. I guess that is interesting because we were talking about, like, is he possessed or not, or he's just a dickhead that just so happens to just actually be blackmailing.
See, a thought that ran through my mind is that is a application of her power. She can turn someone into a jiangshi because it said serve even after death.
Oh yeah. Shit, you know what?
So he could be her eternal servant, never say anything, always gets beat up. Like, that would be some retribution.
Yeah.
That would kind of, I don't want to say redeem, but it would nullify some of what she had to go through. It is humiliating. And I love the fact that Tatsu decided to draw the nervous sweat bubbles on her, but have him just have the intense sweat bubbles from just working out.
Right.
Again, subtle, but I picked up on it.
Yeah, he deserves that. Yeah. You know, not like in Undead Unluck. They didn't deserve that. You know, boy didn't deserve that. I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody, but he didn't deserve that.
Bunny didn't deserve that.
None of them did.
Yeah. All right, but I'll let you get to the next one.
Right. So this is the second dual react, correct? Yes. If you're not here, that indeed means it is the second dual react. 187. All right. So once again, guys, what we like to do every stream, even though this is the last one that we're doing for this, and then as we get caught up, every week we'll be doing it every single stream. So one of us reads first on camera, like I am doing right now. Then once I'm done, I'll get Twitchy in here so he can read it. This is a cool way for you guys to get both of our authentic reactions on camera rather than the other chapters where we're like just alternating and one of us following along off camera. For those ones, a lot of times if the chapters is just, you know, kind of standard or normal, it's not that big of a deal. But when it's like a really good chapter that you guys voted for us to read both one at a time, then we like to be on camera for that. So with that being said, man, let me hop into this one. 187, kick the crap out of Murakami. Yeah, I'm gonna love this one. We both gonna love this one for sure. Let's go. Okay, so the flies everywhere coming in. I wonder how many flies that is. That there are. Mr. Dachi, you don't need to worry. If money's the issue, I'll provide it. After all, I trade stocks. I was just getting into the stock market stuff recently too, learning a little bit more about that. You get into it, man. You live in America. I mean, you live anywhere, but you live in the United States. Hey, try to look into it, man. Because don't know what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna get into politics here, but he just mentioned something that I just looked at. He throws her on the bed. Jiangxi, not yet. I'll keep him busy for as long as possible. We don't know Murakami's power, so when he drops his guard, only then do you all. What the heck? I threw out the garbage yesterday. Oh shit. Oh. Wait. Oh, because the flies are coming in. Yeah. No. Eek, save me. What's happening? Why are all these bugs swarming everything? Miss Yukishiro's ability is not the power to amplify Rin singing, nor the power to control the pygmies. It's the power to make small living things obey her. Lord of the Flies. Good shit, Twitchy. Good shit. You just talked about that. You made that connection. Okay, so it is small living things can obey her, which makes sense because with the pygmies, or at least with the symbolism or literally her doing that too. So she probably gonna be doing it with ants. And what if she can do it with bacteria? Remember when Sanjime was talking about bacteria? And we had like a theory that he might be bacteria evolved into like a different life form. I'm gonna bring that up when Twitchy reads this. This is interesting. Ah, damn it. They're getting to every possible opening. What is this? What the hell is with all these damn bugs? But why? What's happening? My power isn't the one causing this. Mr. Murakami, accept your fate. I'll spare your life. Why you? But if you're not quick about it, there's no guarantees. Adachi, so this is your handiwork. You've been collecting powers too, is that it? Hurry up and admit your defeat before you end up dead. Rah! Hurry up and do it. Oh shit. I am beaten. Okay. He yielded. Now she got it. Severed head dribble. Okay, so now she got that. Okay. Help me. Mr. Murakami. Everyone help. Hold on. Mr. Murakami. Oh shit. Okay, there go the windows. Glass. They're gone. Yukishiro, be strong. I'm okay. Just got kind of dizzy. Exactly what happened? I mean, the enemy's gone, but I don't know, and we don't know where Mr. Murakami is either. What? Keep back. Gah! Oh my. What the? But this is... What am I doing here? And what are you three doing at school at this hour? Good evening, sir. How strange. I was at home about to get into the bath. I guess mysterious phenomena really do happen. Color me surprised. You three hurry on home too. It's already dark out. Oh dear. Bow. You pukey pig bastard. You don't have something to say to us? Alright, the pictures are Yukishiro, right? I'll delete them, no problem. So we can just drop it, right? Hell nah. Beat his ass. Badly. We make too big of a deal out of this. It won't look good for you either, will it? I mean, those dirty pictures, you've got it all wrong. What we want to hear is more along the lines of, I'll be off to the pen now, the pig pen. Get him, yeah, she kicked the fuck out of him. That's exactly what he deserved. His neck turn and everything. Yes. Motherfucker. So, Miss Adachi, she has the severed head dribble. She got control. Man, all these powers, man. Alright, let me get Twitchy in here. But that's cool. She can control every small living thing. And they obey her. That's gonna be interesting to see what others... Like, what constitutes as small, right? What do you consider small? Anything smaller than her, even if it's just a little bit smaller? Or is it like anything that naturally we would say is very small, like a mouse, or some kind of bug? Trying to think what else is small. Maybe like some piranhas or something, shit like that. That'd be pretty cool. Okay. That is cool though. That is terrifying as well. Think about the sheer number of any of those. Let's look back at page 5 on top. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Chapter 187. Kick the crap out of Murakami. I love that chapter title. Can I just say, Tatsu? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Miss Adachi, you don't need to worry. If money's the issue, I'll provide it. After all, I trade stocks. Stocks. Throws her onto futon. Ha-hoo! Oh, the Jiangshi pull-up? Not yet. I'll keep him busy for as long as possible. We don't know Murakami's power, so when he drops his guard, only then do you all... Bzzz. What the heck? I threw out the garbage yesterday. Oh. The symbolism of the army of the undead in this army of flies is not lost on me, because this is death incarnate. Yeah! No. Eek! Save me! What's happening? Why are all these bugs swarming everything? Miss Yukishiro's ability is not the power to amplify Ring's singing, nor the power to control the pygmies. It's the power to make small living things obey her. Lord of the Flies. I also have seen this particular spread, but I just want to point out the blushing. I want to point out that sly little smile that she has. She's enjoying herself. And like the finger work goes crazy at the bottom of this panel too. Oh, he is getting his face eaten. Deservedly so, but god damn it. They're getting into every possible opening. What is this? What the hell is with all these damn bugs? But why? What's happening? My power isn't the one causing this. Alright, she pulls out the knife. Mr. Murakami, accept your defeat. I'll spare your life. Why you? But if you're not quick about it, there's no guarantees. Adachi, so this is your handiwork. You've been collecting powers too, is that it? Hurry up and admit your defeat before you end up dead. So he's been collecting powers is the implication. Ugh. Hurry up and do it. I am beaten. Slice. Is there going to be anything left of him? Severed head dribble. Help me. Mr. Murakami, everyone help. Hold on, Mr. Murakami. Out the window. And they're all gone. So that means he's gone. They're gone. Yukishiro, be strong. I'm okay. Just got kinda dizzy. Exactly what happened? I mean, the enemy's gone, but I don't know. And we don't know where Mr. Murakami is either. What? Keep back. Ah. Oh my. Oh my. What the? But this is... What am I doing here? And what are you three doing at school at this hour? Good evening, sir. How strange. I was at home about to get into the bath. I guess mysterious phenomena really do happen. Color me surprised. You three hurry on home too. It's already dark out. Oh dear. Oh dear. Kick to the face. Black. You pukey pig bastard. Don't you have something to say to us? All right, the pictures of Yukishiro, right? I'll delete them, no problem. So we can just drop it, right? I hate this smug-ass smile on the bottom of this page. If we make too big a deal out of this, it won't look good for you either, will it? I mean, those dirty pictures. You've got it all wrong. What we want to hear is more along the lines of, I'll be off to the pen now, the pig pen. Shout out to Aira, the kick of justice. Coming through. Satisfying. Sort of similar to the Luffy punch versus the Celestial Dragon. Just saying.
Lord of the Flies, you called it. Right on the money. Boom.
I mean, I don't have a lot of cards to play with. That was really the only card I had, so.
You know, I was thinking, all small things. Interesting. Think about that. Think about...
Does that not apply to the pygmies?
I think it does. Or if it doesn't, it's still symbolism. But
they said it doesn't apply to it.
Yeah. But like it do though. Like not literally, but you get what I mean.
It does say small living things, so the fact that they're like spiritual makes me think that that's why her power doesn't work on them. But if that's the case, then she has two abilities, like the undying loyalty of the pygmies, and then also the Lord of the Flies ability. She's pretty great. Hello, Angelo. Yes, Kinta.
So I think
I haven't seen him yet, but I think he comes up later.
Maybe it's like the obeying part, like the pygmies, they just choose to, while every other living thing is like that's kind of under her command, like with her doing, I guess.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking, think about what that means. Like not just bugs and insects. Like it could be something smaller, more microscopic, maybe. What about bacteria? We talked about bacteria. Sanjime. What if she could do that? Imagine.
I was thinking potentially she could control the old men. If the old men are living, could she control Momo in this form? Like I don't know what small represents.
That's what I was saying. I was like, what is small? Anything smaller than her, or is it like more
like
the common sense? Like what's small?
Like
to us, you know?
It's small. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's small.
But bacteria.
I thought he was getting bitten alive by those flies.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised he was in one piece.
Well, that guy needs to be fired. Needs to be thrown in the pen.
Go to the
pig
pen. The pig pen.
So now Adachi, she got a power.
She's got another one, yeah. So she's got the severed head and the Jiangshi. So she's starting to assemble the Avengers as well.
Just Sanjime. It's just like every time you think about him, it's like he's just the ultimate counter. Like he can manipulate your memories, he can read your mind, he can do whatever he wants mentally or physically to you.
I haven't explicitly questioned it, but take a look at the bottom of page 15 for a sec.
15?
Yes. What do you make of the fact that Acro Silky is only half, or a little over half, of the aesthetic on Aira's face? Okarun fully transformed for his features.
I mean, we've seen Aira with like both eyes exposed. I think this might just be because she was at her limit. So like it was like
pushing the limit of her abilities.
Yeah.
Could be.
You know, that's something I didn't think about. Acrobatic Silky doesn't I mean, Okarun, same thing. But like, compared to like Brella Boy and Evil Eye, we don't get Acrobatic Silky talking as much. Like it's
exactly.
It's an influence, but it's never her.
I think every time Aira says like honorable or dishonorable, it's supposed to be implied that's how Acro Silky was talking. But
I guess she's more chill. I mean, and yeah. She has a soft spot for Aira, so that's probably the other part. Like, she wants to be, good natured, good.
Yeah, she doesn't want to completely take over her body. Whatever spirit was taking over Okarun's body, if it was Turbo Granny or something else, or a combination. Evil Eye just wants to
foul mouth. And he was a kind boy, so I don't know. Maybe that's just.
Hey, what's the phrase? I ain't a killer, but don't push.
So, I think I asked this before, and it's kind of like we always talk about this in a lot of different, especially like shonen series. Do you think there would be a way to separate these yokai from us, so the vessels that we know of in the series, and they can actually carry over to a spiritual world or something like that?
So I think they can be detached by putting them into objects, thereby causing them to be cursed objects. Because that's what I think cursed objects are in this world. I think they are yokais that have been imbued in certain objects. I don't think it's just the spiritual energy of humans that has been transmutated or transported into those objects. I think it has a more sentient basis.
I guess because when we defeated Turbo Granny, we seen the girls getting released. So I just wonder if something like that can happen with a yokai specifically. If we can find out a way to build something for that. Because, like, why not? There's a lot of weird shit that happens in this world. So, like, why wouldn't that be a thing? Especially since we know that the void will erase somebody. I think that should be something that we, at least now they're not doing that, but at some point I think that should be something that they should try to do to prevent is the, certain yokai getting into the void, especially the ones that have been helping us, like Brella Boy, for example. Just
Rico,
a kid.
Turbo Granny.
Like, they don't deserve that,
No,
so
absolutely not.
I could just see like panels of if we did like separate or detach the spirit with the person, they have like their last goodbyes and then they just kind of go on to the other side. So I need to see, Brella Boy, Evil Eye. Like, I gotta see him and his brother's home.
I have to see him hold his older brother's hand, or just give him a hug real quick. Bye.
Exactly.
Yeah, need that.
But we ain't nowhere near that yet. Shit. Because we don't know nobody's building something that can do it.
What do you make about where we're at with about 2 chapters to go? Do you think did you think we would be farther than this? Are you kind of surprised at the pacing? Like, what do you make of the fact that at 187 chapters in, this is where we're at? Did you think we would be farther either when we first started reading the manga or like more recently when we were a couple volumes away?
Honestly,
I kind of thought we'd be farther, but this is actually great because it makes me think this story is going to go on for a long time.
My answer is weird. I think it's both. The reason why I say that is because certain things that happen a lot sooner than I thought it would. I'm gonna keep going back to the Okarun confession, him getting his balls back and giving the power back to Turbo Granny. I thought that was gonna be like later, not now. So that is a development that came quicker than I thought. But I do agree with you. Like, the stuff that we're getting here is still very grounded. Like, we still don't know anything. We don't know nothing.
We really don't.
Even
you
with
were
that
asking me
panel.
about the question about the yokai, and I was just like, I don't know. I'm making this shit up as I go. Who knows? I don't know.
So, but like I said, I think us catching up now, I just feel like soon, very soon, we're going to get a huge chapter. I don't know why I feel like that, but
I mean, we are approaching chapter 200. If he is the big Oda stan that we think he is, hey, it's your time to have one of those type of century type of chapters. I'm so excited that we got caught up before chapter 200, though. That's going to be such a fun experience to react to live as it comes out.
Week to week with this series is going to be crazy.
I'm sure there's going to be weeks where I'm going to be so upset at Tatsu. It's like you had great action, choreography, and literally we moved forward 30 seconds in the story.
And theoretically, since we've been talking about like the number, like what chapter number will we get to for the end of the series? Let's say if it goes on until 420 or something like that. Let's just say that.
Sure.
Think about how long we're going to be reacting to the series on this channel.
Let's see. About 200, 220, 220 weeks, 52 in a year. Yeah, about 4 years from now. 5 years from now.
Yeah.
And that's if no breaks. That's no Shonen Jump. That's no health concerns. That's no research months off.
Damn.
So we're probably looking at like 5 to 6 years if it goes that far. That's like Invincible season 8. That show's still going on.
If it does become a long-running series like One Piece, or at least, you know, relative to that, hey, we one of the first ones on YouTube reacting to it. We're here. We're like the people back in the late 90s that were at our ages with One Piece. Now they're like 50 and beyond.
So I'm still reacting to... I remember when Momo first confessed to Okarun. That was a great day. I barely remember that day, though.
Going on chapter 1071. That was back in what chapter? That was in chapter 682. Man,
2049? 2049. Yeah, that was a good year, I think. I don't know. We were living underground by that point, but shout out to Subterraneans. Still MIA from the story.
She kicked the dog shit out of him, though. God damn, his whole neck, his body, just...
Like, am I just projecting? Does that not look like Charlos's face moving backwards?
It does.
Okay.
And it had the same or similar
like
feeling to it. Like, yeah,
feeling.
they deserve that shit.
Like, just absolute human filth.
Fuck out of here, man. Blackmailing. Kids,
and my impression of that is that, like, just normal school rules that they were breaking. So, like, if you had a part-time job without permission, he'd be like, okay, we'll take semi-nude photos of yourself, or I'll report you to the principal. Like, bruh.
You know, Zuma and his delinquent crew would whooped his ass if he was at their school. And he'll get his guardian on you, police officer on you, man. Stop playing.
Yeah, he go to the pig pen for real. He's not coming out.
So you think end of the series, off topic, kind of. You think Zuma's gonna be a police officer?
I do.
He'd be a good ass police officer too. Takes
He's
no
the
bullshit.
type of police officer that is very close knit with the community, and I feel like those are some of the best cops because like they grew up in the community that they serve, and they can see themselves in struggling youth. So I know, typically speaking, cops get a lot of shit. One of my cousins is a cop, and I can understand the reasoning why. Obviously, I'm not just speaking from.
It's one of those things where it's like
privilege, but
it's one of those things where it's like, it's kind of like, I don't know why I'm doing this comparison, but like in One Piece when Jinbei was talking about, when Vegapunk was talking about like the World Wide Web, essentially, he was saying, oh, well, isn't that bad if like bad people get their hands on it? Like, good or bad, it don't matter. That's just how people are. So I've never been a person to I know this is completely off topic, kind of, but
Okay.
I've never been a
It's
person
good.
to shut down something entirely. But yeah, fuck this whole thing that this thing stands for. No, that's not how things work. Shit is not black and white. Get into your thick skull, folks.
It's not
Simple.
a manga.
Good shit, man. So
All right.
we ended with this arc here. I guess we're on to the almost.
Is this the end of the arc?
Well, no, Hase.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh boy. So, ready into the next one?
Yeah. We're gonna have me go again, or are you gonna go this time?
I guess I'll go.
Alright.
So you can get that dual react for 89 first. 189. Okarun and Kinta. Yep, here we are. Yeah. What the heck are these guys? God damn. Okay, Hase. It's like some kind of rings that, yeah, and he is using his feet. Yo, Tatsu, you make everybody look so cool. Like, that's another thing too in a lot of manga. Like, if you can make everybody look cool as hell, that is a skill. Got a drop kick. Okarun try to block. Okay, he used like an airbag. Cicada, we can't fight them with just airbags. Shut the hell up. This isn't the time for that. Draw the enemy away. We need to look for the class rep and Miss Yukishido and make sure they're okay. I said this isn't the time for that. Damn it. What would a space alien be doing here? And that person. Shit. Transforming's crazy exhausting. It'd be nice if it didn't wear on my feet. Hey, you. Quit zipping around. You're getting in my way. Go after Lardass. You hear me? Lardass? This is hard to use. Damn that Saint Germain. Okay, got a lot of symbols on there. Obviously the skull, I did notice that when we first seen it. On the mask part. Or the helmet. Hey, are you even listening to me? We're after the same thing, right? Stealing Takakura's abilities. Thing is, all I want to do is kick the shit out of Takakura. His abilities are all yours. What the hell is this thing? Don't get in my way, numbnuts. Doing your dead meat. They stopped moving for some reason. Now's our chance. What is this? Don't touch the equipment. It took great effort to make that gear. You'll ruin it. Got it. I put veneers on the back and pile bunkers on the legs. What about you? Me? It goes without saying. My suit is about to be clean as hell. Yep. He brought back the great Kinta will be the great Kinta. Hang on a sec. How come yours is so complete? There's only so much nanoskin. Quit complaining. I'm half exposed here. Hey, did you hear what I said, asshole? Takakura's mine. Ready. Private First Class Takakura, here they come. Blast wind. Thrust attack. Weave. That didn't hurt. Yes, see how it shines? My mighty creative power. Since the last Great War, I have thought deeply about how to improve the Great Kinta. The Great Kinta is truly badass and powerful, but it was ridiculously weak when hit. So I walked around every day carrying a paperweight and forced my body to become familiar with the hardness of steel. Wild. That's why this is so heavy and hard to move in. What did you just say? Oh no, I never noticed when it was a giant robot, but now that it's human size, it's definitely sluggish. Okay, he kicked him, tumbled over. Good. Cicada. Why are you attacking me again? You stole everything from me. You stole my family jewel first, and you stole my reason for living. They destroyed my planet. Huh? I joined them so I could kill them, their emperor. And after close to 100 years, I finally became Haster's right hand. Okay, so you was on one of those kind of them kind of situations. But you people ruined it all. Can you understand my anguish, my frustration? None of that means anything to me. He said, none of me anything. shit. Hey, boxing, man. Goddamn. Pile bunkers. Oof. Okay. Both kipped up back. Stop this. I'm not your enemy. My goal right now is to kill you and then die myself. Huh? What?
She was a princess. She was a princess from a noble family. They killed her prince and her family.
But like, just die.
And her planet. And her galaxy. Just die then. Wow.
I mean, it's like the immortal situation. Like, bruh, like, like I get it, but like, come on.
Yeah. Also, you don't think that like after 100 years, do you really think you're closer to killing the Emperor? The Emperor is definitely Cthulhu, by the way. I'm throwing all my chips on the table for that.
I agree.
But it's like, yeah, I know I'm gonna hurt from your backstory, but what a short-sighted type of mindset, truthfully. How much pain
Then again,
did you
revenge.
inflict on hundreds of planets, hundreds of people? You probably did
Revenge
hundreds over.
And just that dedication. It's like,
I mean, I get it, but
I mean, you know, I've never experienced such revenge and that kind of resentment, but like, there is no logic behind it, and that's the point.
that's humanity.
But like, damn, 100 years, like you said, it's like, damn, not like in year, 70, you didn't think.
Is this the entire plot of Vinland Saga?
You know, it's hilarious. Immediately, I was thinking Vinland Saga. I thought about Bosby and Bleach a little bit.
Fair. I saw this design of Okarun a couple weeks back. They said this boy looked like the Dandadan version of Wash. I was deceased.
Really do though. That boy Kinta said, I got you a little something, man. Here you go. What is this? Hey, just be grateful, man. Stop complaining. He said, I have to do the great Kinta.
Why is yours so complete?
You know what's hilarious about this too? The fact that like Kinta, obviously he has no powers, but the nano skin, that's his thing. And now that Okarun has no power, now he's just like, now you're even beneath Kinta in terms of.
That's why he calls him Private First Class Takakura.
Exactly. The usefulness you have no use. You have, as of right now, ain't nothing, man.
Savage.
Romance though, huh?
That's another theme of this series. It's love lost. It's searching for love. It's, the love being stolen from you. God, they look so majestic with that star in the background. Right. Stars in the background.
We gotta have Momo backstory part 2 in terms of how deadly is going to look soon.
So that was my next question. I think it was a comment in one of Lass's videos. Do you think this woman could develop Vamola's story more? Because Vamola was a conquered people, but she has a much different outlook on life presently. But she could revert back to the same old revenge motif, depending on what happens here. But I think it all comes back to the phrase, if you could walk a mile in someone else's shoes, would you truly be able to understand them? And if Vamola connects from the aura, from her aura to this girl's aura, could you really hate your killer if they were forced to do that in a way?
I think that's based off the track record of Tatsu right now, what he just did with Kouki and Aira. I can see this new dynamic, especially since Vamola's taking the back seat. Now it's her time next. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, and Kinta's getting the shine here. And, this woman, she had the, what was the guy's name? Hoster's right hand.
Yeah.
Hoster literally took the pieces off of the conquered people to create his own suit.
That'd be a pretty good, like, to get both Vamola, how she feels, how her like insight on everything that happened to her and her people, and then also this chick's, and maybe go back and forth about it. Like, that'd be pretty fucking cool. I need some dialogue like that.
I need that dialogue, but I also recognize it's going to hurt me tremendously.
Oh yeah.
Because there's going to be her just like screaming and crying at Vamola, and Vamola maybe with even like a straight face, like no emotion, the blank stare that she has. She's like, okay, I still have my life. You still have your life. Is that not enough?
Tatsu has to tackle it really good though, because sometimes in stories, I notice it's like not it like the author usually tries to guide the viewer into like a line of thinking where it's like, okay, yeah, I agree with this person wholeheartedly, 100%. But I want to see if Tatsu can do something that can make, kind of like what you said a few minutes ago, make even Vamola think like, I mean, yeah, I mean, I kind of feel you, but no, no, I have hope. You have to have hope. Because she'll probably bring up her mother or manga, rather, and then, and who knows, maybe she has people out there somewhere too.
Yeah, just because your planet was destroyed doesn't mean your people are all killed off. Now, unfortunately, since she said she's been working with the Cur for close to 100 years, they might have prolonged vitality. And the thing that I often worry about with that is if there is prolonged fertility to where they could be slaves to propagate the next generation. They could literally be incubators for their conquerors.
She has all these scars on her too. Like, that probably been on her for a long time too, you know, for those 100 years.
The scouter or the scope in her
eye. They probably implanted that into her eye. It was probably like a horrible, unsanitary procedure.
I mean, it could be like what was it, Dead Space? How you had that one mission to where like the needle goes through your eyes. Guys, I don't like eye stuff, so it even helped me to talk about that. But cruel world, man. Cruel universe.
Just look, she lost everything. Oh, that might be a part of the debate too, where it's like, well, shit, I had everything. You were young at the time. You know. But
I feel like Vamola could have a sense of maturity about herself in that conversation. Now, she comes off a little bit as like an airhead in this series. I don't know if that's me like projecting onto her character or if that's actually her character. It shows that she's intelligent. She learned from manga very well academically, but I don't know if she has the emotional intelligence that she needs to have this conversation with this sniper lady, or hand-to-hand combat lady, I should say. But
I think that's fair to say.
That's a very delicate topic.
Because she's still learning. Like, she had to learn in a very unconventional way with manga and the rest, because, you know, what was going on with the whole invasion. And now she's starting to learn on Earth. She's actually talking a lot better. Like, she's formulating sentences that make sense. So that'd be pretty cool.
Also, shout out to Kinta with the dedication to, much like Momo from My Hero Academia, is training on his own. Yep. No one told him to do this. He walked around with a paperweight because he thought it might be useful after he was thinking after the last Great War. I also love how like showboaty he is as a character, the way that he talks. He makes everything seem like so, you know, important or like life-threatening.
I kind of fuck with that. I ain't gonna lie, with Kinta, I like how it's like he's not a gag character, but he has that confidence that, like, he shouldn't have that kind of confidence that he has, which is weird. And I love that.
The nanotech allows him to be his true self because he can turn his imagination into the physical. That was really clever by Tatsu. You don't see that from these types of characters. They often stay inside their shell for most of their lives. I love that.
But even before that, he was just weird, but like he was still true to himself. So I do kind of commend that about his character, where it's like, sure, you know, they probably think I'm weird or whatever, but like, I'm just me, unapologetically. That's just who I am. That's why I do want to explore more of his upbringing if we can. That'd be pretty cool just to see why he's conditioned that way. I don't know if he was like a shut-in when he was younger, or he just. I mean, we know a little bit about it, like just him and his, you know, not so great when it comes to relationships or trying to do that. But
question: do you think he has any siblings?
That would be a cool building block for his character, but he comes off as an only child to me for some reason.
Yes, I agree with that full-heartedly, but I asked the question, what if he had a relationship with, let's just say, an older sister, and that influenced his opinion of women in general because of that direct, maybe abusive relationship from his older sister? Maybe she made fun of him for his hobbies because, like, you're an otaku. Maybe she was like a gyro. She was like, you shouldn't be doing that, Kinta. Like, you're gonna get made fun of, and if you're not gonna learn, then I'm gonna make fun of you myself. This is for your own good that I'm, you know, shitting on your hobby.
That could also go into maybe she, like the whole blackmails situation. Maybe herself that like happens, so she knows, like, don't be like these guys that do what they do to me, you know.
And like his dirty joke, like running gag, like that is, I'm not gonna say that's the type of character that Murakami, whatever. Murakami. I'm not saying he's like lewd, but he's very vulgar.
Yeah.
That is crazy headcanon. So if I am wrong, I'm wrong, guys. I just wanted to, you know, get that thought experiment out there because Kinta's character, he does interest me. I want to see more of him. I want to see more of Amola. Aira, thank goodness she's getting more of this arc, this saga. I think next up on the rotating wheel would probably be Gigi, in my opinion. We need some more from him. But
man, fuck it, Zuma.
More Zuma. I will never say no to that.
Damn, about to be caught up.
One more. We're not gonna know anything in one more chapter. I'm so upset.
Damn.
But we will get to experience her backstory as it comes out. So that's gonna be a unique experience. So I think it's gonna be a multi-chapter saga.
I feel like it's gonna be so like visceral.
I feel like she was chained up like a dog. She was whipped. She was maybe sat on like the slaves of celestial dragons.
The juxtaposition, her life being great, she has a lover, everything's good, and then hell.
It's like Princess Shirahoshi from One Piece. Not to get too much into spoilers, guys, but it's like they were trying to make her a slave. A goldfish slave for show. She is a person, and if you just have a sadistic type of master that wants to experiment by inserting this new eyeball into you, I also don't think it was by mistake that she showed up in this story in her human form naked. I think that's very purposeful by Tatsu to showcase not only the scars on her body, but just how vulnerable she is.
Yep.
So, he's cooking.
All right. Want to do this one first?
Sure.
All right, take it away.
Alright guys, if you could like the stream for us, we would sincerely appreciate it. We keep asking because it does help out the channel, helps us grow. But we will be back on Sunday for a stream with Commodore Laz, as long as his schedule aligns with ours. I think on our end, we should be good to go. But at the very least, we will be back on MonDandadays. So 8 p.m. Eastern for us. I think if you want a reaction earlier in the morning, Laz will be doing it around 11 a.m., possibly noon Eastern. But without any further delay, let me get into chapter 189. Jumping Granny and Kung Fu Alien. Oh my god, we just get right into it. Those aliens gouged out her eyes, punctured her breast, and juxtaposed with her kissing her love. Ah. Rah. Also, the artwork on this jetpack goes insane. Alright, she bites his arm, he screams. Pile bunkers. Even the way she fights is feral. It's not the octopus. He finally sees her face. Alright, she kicks him in the chest. Ugh. Ah, I touched it. Oh, but does it also affect her suit? Maybe he can do some sort of like fusion like the pygmies were doing. That might be the idea in Okarun's head and how to weigh her down. I could see him thinking of steel chains. Oh, and then the symbolism for that, if he attaches chains to her body, to the suit that allows her to fight back against this cruel world, that is not gonna be fun. But she's pulling out a discus or like an energy source from her hip. Now she's got a halo around her back, speeds up, kicks with a force, and knocks off some of his armor. He goes flying back. All right, Hase, bastard. She shoots forward. Asshole. I said I'll be the one who wastes Takakura. Why you? Get in my way again and I'll waste you instead. Kicks her upward. Shoots above her. And will now pile drive her into the concrete. Yeah, dumbass. Hora. Private First Class Takakura, are you alright? Sorry, Sakata, I touched the gear. You clumsy bastard. You went and trashed the gear I worked so hard on. I'm real sorry. So be it. Since it comes to this, we must merge. Do what now? Merge. If we merge, we'll become stronger. Hang on, Sakata. What exactly do you mean? We aren't actually robots. That's a poisoned mindset. We are robots. As he's literally telekinetically moving this nanotech onto Okarun. No, the robot is me. The blade is me. What are you talking about? Here we go. Time to merge. Whoa. Come forth, oh creative powers, come forth. Ow, ow, ow. You're gonna dislocate my shoulders. It's the great mergening. Oh my god. What am I looking at? Okarun is where this robot's crotch would be. Ah, it's just carrying you on my shoulders. Crap. Private Takakura, your creative powers are weak. This design is totally lame. What difference does it make? I can handle the great Kinta better than anyone else, but you are the one who's used to combat Private Takakura. To keep up with their movements, we need your dynamic visual acuity and reflexes. Noob. She coughs. Stay the hell out of my way. An opening. Takakura, what the hell is that? You better not think this is a joke. We missed. Private. Veneers. Veneers? We parried. That was incredible, Private. Blast wind thrust attack. Takakura, you bastard. What the hell are you doing in there? Hurry up and use your powers. You can use them too, yeah? Alright, gets kicked down. Cicada, merging has made us even heavier. It's hard to move. And the gear's all banged up too. Merging has made us weaker. Say what? That's it. We gotta wait weekly until the series is over. On one hand, this feels like a relief. On the other hand, I am so sad. I'm so sad we don't get to binge any more of this incredible story. Oh, but we got another look into her backstory. I'll call her Scope. I don't know if that's demeaning or not, but I will refer to her as Scope for the time being. Alright, just sent a message to Vante. Bruh. So, if the reasoning leads us to believe that merging with another makes the group slower, I do think my idea of merging with the suit of Scope could potentially be the way that we defeat her. Because if she's immobilized, then we can finally have a conversation. We don't need to kill each other. We can talk to one another. It doesn't need to be blood for blood, per se. And we can either recruit her to our side. I don't know if Zuma will necessarily be on the squad, but I could see her in a similar boat, if that makes sense.
Okay. Hello.
One more.
Sir?
One more.
Alright, guys. Once again, for the last time, like the stream up. Maybe not the last time. Maybe I will say it at the end. But like the stream up. Subscribe to your boys, man. Road to 1K. We're going to be here every week. And we'll be back in July as well for the anime. So if you're a Dandadan fan, hey, you can chill with us for some years. If you subscribe right now, you'll see every time we go live. Every Monday. And whenever the anime drops, those days as well. When the episodes are uploaded. Now, let's get into this. Jumping Granny and Kung Fu Alien. Okay, so continuing the fight, obviously. Okay, we see more of her and her husband, her lover. And, oh my god, what the fuck? Into her eye too. Oh my god, we get into this like that? She bites down on him. God damn. Pile bunkers. It's not the octopus. Boom, she kicks. I touched it. Oh God, she kicked the shit. That's literally the speed. She broke the sound barrier. You see that shit? Yeah, Okarun. Yeah, you gotta. I don't know. You get some nano crumbs or something to put it on your damn ribs right now. I don't know. And this guy, Hase with the damn rings. This yokai with the rings. Bastard. Asshole. I said I'll be the one who wastes Takakura. Why you? Get in my way again and I'll waste you instead. Yeah. Damn, she thick. That's sushi. Now they're fighting though. Jesus Christ. Fast as hell. Everybody's just so damn fast. Every yokai is either really fast or freakishly strong. or have like a very OP technique or attack, which is really cool because when we do like a tier list when it comes to like the yokai, specifically the vessels, but you know, even not just vessels, just yokai in general, that's gonna be fun to do. Whether it's design or just which ones we like the most, they're all pretty clean. But I love those panels by each other on page 10. Gah, dumbass. Order. Tatsu, I know what you are. You are a fanboy. You're a fanboy. Private First Class Takakura, are you alright? Sorry, Sakata. I touched the gear. You clumsy bastard. You went and trashed the gear I worked so hard on. I'm real sorry. So be it. Since it's come to this, we must merge. Do what now? Merge. If we merge, we'll become stronger. Hang on, Sakata. What exactly do you mean? We aren't actually robots. That's a poisoned mindset. We are robots. No, the robot is me. What are you talking about? Here we go. Time to merge. Come forth, oh great creative powers. Come forth. Ow. You're going to dislocate my shoulders. It's the great merging. The fact that he's right there. I mean, no, actually, I'm about to say Ayo. I mean, it kind of is Ayo, but not that bad. The fact that you can like see the separate, like, they Power Rangers. Okay, that's all it is. It's like he's on he literally is sitting on his shoulder, so it's not really that Ayo. It's just me carrying you on my shoulders. Crap. Private Takakura, your cred powers are weak. This design is totally lame. What difference does it make? I can handle the great Kinta better than anyone else, but you are the one who used to combat. Private Takakura, who's used to combat. To keep up with their movements, we need your dynamic visual equity and reflexes. Okay, still fighting. Noob. Stay the hell out of my way. An opening. Oh no. Takakura, what the hell is that? You better not think this is a joke. We miss. Private. Veneers. Or verniers. I have to keep saying veneers. Verniers. We parried. That was incredible, Private. Blast, wind, thrust, attack. Takakura, you bastard. What the hell are you doing in there? Hurry up and use your power. You can use them too, yeah? Gah. This is complete chaos. Sakata, merging has made us even heavier. It's hard to move, and the gears are all banged up too. Merging has made us weaker. Say what? These guys are in the pickle, but I mean, you guys are probably the best strategists on the team overall, so, well, amongst the best. So, y'all gotta think of something quick.
I had a thought on how they could win, but I'd like to hear what you can think of first. A couple of hints based on when Takakura was fighting the female alien. I officially am going to call her Scope. That'll be my headcanon name until her name is revealed. But if you need a hint on what I'm thinking, it is pages 4 and 5.
Are there like cores? They're like cores on them. At least on her suit.
There might be like energy areas that can temporarily boost speed and or power. But what did Takakura say on the very last panel that he spoke?
Is it the very last page?
Yep.
Merging made him heavier.
I theorized during my reaction that they can formulate chains from the nanotech and chain her down upon touching her suit. They are merging with her suit because it will be heavier. And then the symbolism of her being a slave, chained down, that's going to be pretty dark if that comes true. But also the heavier, like she's going to have to struggle more. Because she was very feral with the way that she was fighting.
Yeah, she's desperate.
Bit Okarun. I know. It's like, that's not something that most people do in a fight, even if they're losing.
Bro, first page though.
Oh my god, we just start off the chapter like that?
Just like that.
What's the series that when people are in despair they look towards the sky? Is that Naruto when Pain was talking to him?
Man. Probably, but yeah, it can be applied to everything though. What the hell?
Yeah, I'll put it back on. But
whoa.
But yeah. Oh my god, like she was so happy, in love.
Her eye is crazy though. Fuck.
And it's also, I think, kind of carving into her breast a little bit.
Yeah.
Remember when they were talking about what was the name of the poison bin motif?
I forget, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's like she was thrown into a bin of aliens. And she did eventually survive or come out of it, and now she's a feral fighter.
Romance, man. I know we always say that romance is a theme in this series, but you think it's like an undead, where it's like can be used as an amplification of power in some way, or do you think it's just what drives people? Because it's such a recurring theme.
If it can provide a power buff, what I would want is if it were linked explicitly to the aura of humans.
Okay.
So those humans who are in love or have love for another are able to draw upon a bigger spiritual power or more of their aura. One way or the other.
Nah. Okay, I was about to say, nah, it's probably not gonna happen. I was gonna say, what if Reiko ended up becoming her yokai, or she becomes Reiko's vessel? The only reason why I'm saying that because I'm just seeing certain similarities between their previous lives of romance, and then hell
kind of like
ensues.
The flowery dress.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know if Reiko would come back just to be encapsulated within a human, though.
I mean, maybe she's longing for some kind of.
Well, I guess it's not technically a human, so I guess she
tether.
Would want to maybe go out into the universe and find a man.
Maybe. Because
yeah, now I can see that working.
She has nothing to live for anymore, even though she did lose everything in the past. Reiko also lost everything, but she is still longing for something, so she still has that hope, despite the despair she went through. So
I also mentioned that Reiko's the strongest yokai, so that'd be able to defeat the Emperor of the Cur. I would say relatively easy. Mergening. Oh my god.
Sanjime, what the fuck? Every time we read this damn manga for like the past 40 chapters, 30 or so chapters, Sanjime.
He's leading the Cur. It's not that he just aligned himself with them. It's he knows their war-torn tendencies, And it's almost like he's signing on to it because he's agreeing to stick with them.
Do you think that he's longing for something too? Like, it's not just about collecting things. Like, he's actually like, there's something else that he wants to achieve specifically. I mean, I know the Dandadan, that like, that's, you know, I just think that that's like the peak of what he wants, but I feel like there's something else.
It could be his personal memories. Remember, I told you I speculated he might not have the full fledge of memories in his old age. What if
Maybe.
he has dementia or Alzheimer's or some sort of memory loss?
So you think him doing all this is to gain that back? Like, he's longing for that? So
He's trying to collect
he keeps
memories.
talking about the mysteries of the universe. I want to know or I want to learn.
Well, we know how spiritual objects specifically are linked to memories because we know how aura is linked to memories. So him being a collector of spiritual objects or spiritual things, it makes sense because those are inherently memory-based or memory-full.
If that is the case, though, his character is like just meta as hell, like just on itself. Like, he represents the theme of what his character is, like he himself, because his powers is based off of memories, reading minds, and he can't control his own. And then he kind of reminds me of Nico a little bit in a weird way.
Yeah.
Science, you know, like having knowledge of many things, damn near all things.
Not to say I would totally forgive him, but if that is indeed the case, I could understand his line of thinking in terms of he's just trying to get his memories back.
Yeah, I can't empathize with it though.
Agreed.
But I could see the logic, or his logic. Because at least with her, I see, I mean, what she went through, she's being tormented, so I can see why she's feral and, you know, doing what she's doing, even though I still feel like, I mean, if you do want to die, wouldn't you just...
So she said, what did she say? She said something pretty interesting. I'm going to kill you and then I'll die thereafter?
Yeah.
I thought you wanted to kill the Emperor. Like,
yeah, well, like,
have you given up that?
I don't know.
It's kind of contradictory, that statement. And then I was not expecting her to get somewhat washed is a word, but like taken out pretty easily by Hase. Like, this is a new power for him. He's not well versed in this. He's not.
I mean, but this is yokai that's completely taken over.
I don't know what this yokai is.
Spring what is this
yokai or
with rings? Like, how's he using rings as like a surfboard? What kind of shit is that? That is different.
It reminds me of like Zuma and his clogs. This guy's just wearing ring clogs.
Tatsu must love like legs, like everything about legs, the way legs look, the way we can do things with our legs. Because every yokai has something with their legs. Legs always look
Seiko.
good. Yeah, you love them some legs. Like Horikoshi with them hands. I love them legs, man. I like that as legs and not feet, you know, because people they get into that.
There's a line in the sand. Masakami. I feel like he would be a feet guy.
You think somebody's gonna get paralyzed in the series?
I mean, it could be Kinta. I mean, it wouldn't matter if he has an attack with him. But he'll just float around like Charles Xavier, but instead of a wheelchair, he's on a hoverboard, a hover wheelchair. Next level thoughts. That is pretty dark, but I can't believe that's all that has been released. The rest of it's in Tatsu's mind. and we just have to wait for him to share it with us. All right, I'm just gonna remove your cam altogether
because I know it's delayed. All right.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about? Where do you think we go from here? A new feeling that we're now weekly. I'm sure that we'll be talking about this for a few years, hopefully. But yeah, we are officially caught up with the series.
189. Damn. Let's see. So Momo getting her back to normal. It's the next step after this.
She is still small. We are caught up, and she is still small.
Yep.
Do you think Gigi has a similar-esque confession to Momo?
Yeah.
Because they're at the marriage shrine?
Oh
no.
You think Okarun's going to see it, or do you think it's just... Yo.
No, I think Momo's going to be a bit conflicted. I know that she is attracted to Okarun. I know that she said, confess to me again. But I think there's going to be some redeeming quality. Gigi has a charisma about him to where he is very... People gravitate towards him in his personality. It's not just him being weird. It's not just him being funny. He is charismatic. And that often gets you whatever gender that you're going after. So...
Tatsu is definitely like, okay, now I'm at the point where I do think that's like shipping aside, I think Tatsu is trying to throw some conflict in there. Like for sure now. Especially since when he first got introduced. This is Momo's first love. Like, why did that need to be
still
said?
Has some remaining feelings for him, I bet.
Why wasn't it like, oh, this is Momo's first boyfriend or something? Why did that say first love? I just feel like that's such a strong thing to say when he gets introduced. And then now we have this whole thing with it's going to end bad for either.
It was very subtle, and I do want to shout out the animation director for producing it this way. Her voice went up an octave or two when she said Chi-Chi.
Yeah.
Normally, when octaves change, that is indicative of affection levels. So she still feels something towards him. We don't know to what extent. We don't know where on the ranking scale Okarun and Gigi might be. I feel like he is going to be very hurt by the end of this arc. Especially if he confesses and she turns him down. I could even see him... Do you see himself kind of excluding himself from the crew? Maybe it's a little bit too awkward? Or what do you think?
What are you saying, Gigi?
Gigi.
Nah, I thought so at first, back when the whole Evil Eye situation was going on, but I think it's gonna be Okarun. I think Ken is gonna be the one that's gonna be distanced because now he can't really protect everyone like he wants to. He can't keep up with everybody like he used to. They don't depend on him anymore.
With this alien girl to go get a suit of his own? God forbid Okarun in a suit? Because I don't think she had any powers outside of her suit. I could be wrong.
And I did say before, I think out of the cast of characters, I think he's the one that's going to have the connection to Sanjime the most, like on screen or on page. They're going to keep building on something with that.
I could see him. Oh, do I see him leaving with Sanjime?
I think so. in a way, maybe it is for the suit because Sanjime is doing this thing where like it's like favors. If you do something for me, I'll grant you this wish, as he did say. So I wouldn't be surprised if
he gave her a suit.
And remember, he referred to Takakura by name. He didn't do that to anybody else when he first teamed up with him.
Do you think he knows his parents?
Maybe. And then with the Turbo Granny thing, might be an out there theory, but I really think that Tatsu could potentially build up an apprentice type of thing with him, as he used to be, with Turbo Granny, and now Sanjime.
Hyper geezer, yet she is older than him. That would be peak.
And remember, if he has nothing else, like if he sees Gigi and Momo, or like that's starting to be a thing, he has nothing left. I mean, yes, he has his friends, but going back to him longing for aliens, right? He might just want to leave and just go search in the cosmos.
And again, it goes back to the theme of love. Like, love will hurt you. Love will make you do rash things. I feel like there needs to be a time skip in some form or fashion.
Maybe.
We still don't know what Dandadan is. We still don't know Turbo Granny's backstory. We still don't know Seiko's backstory. Where's Reiko? Subterraneans. So many questions with this.
Subterraneans is so funny. What if that's just something that Tatsu forgets? Like how every mangaka has that one thing that they just forget.
Deku's dad? Oh my goodness. I mean, look. Every answer does not need to be provided. I'm greedy as a consumer of said medium. I recognize that it is not it is not something that I am owed or that is to be expected of the mangaka. I'm not that
He'll definitely come back though, because he set it up like, oh wait a minute, she's actually this. Oh, okay.
I mean, look, if there's a Doc Seismic, if there's multiple cryptids living in the center of the earth, if that's where the Dandadan is originated, that's the core of the power suit of the planet.
I am the Dandadan.
The planet's talking.
Do you think the Dandadan is something that someone can claim? Like, or let me rephrase that. Do you think it's something that it's appropriate for someone to claim? Like, you're able to?
No. I feel like presently it is more so something for the common good or common protection. It is for the masses. It is not meant to be hoarded over or not meant to be obtained by one singular person.
Right. Because with Count Saint Germain, I'm just like, you might have some ill intentions with that. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, you're trying to use this for your own gain. Versus, it's like when you mess with nature. Like, don't mess with nature. What are you doing? Why are you drilling in the ground here? Why are you?
Did I send you the dire wolf thing? I think I did, right?
I'm not sure, but yes, I saw that the other day.
Guys, what are we doing? Jurassic Park has released 7 movies on why that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, what's the point?
For those of you who are unaware, a extinct species called dire wolf was recently genetically engineered.
Reanimated.
Reanimated. Is this the Dandadan? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, they brought back this species that had been extinct for 10,000 years. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh no, they've escaped. Oh no, the leopard is eating my face party. I'm not gonna get political, but
imagine that. God. Like, off topic, but this is like when it comes to like certain animal attackings and an animal mauls somebody and kills them, like that's some shit that's just rare that shouldn't happen. So imagine something being brought back biogenetically brought back, and it ends up killing you? What the
I will
fuck?
admit that is probably the hardest thing that could be put on a tombstone in 2025. Killed by direwolf. Like, you don't get any more cool of a gravestone than that.
Yes.
Obviously, I don't want to die,
But that's crazy, though. Something that absolutely does not need to exist, and it has not existed for centuries, 10,000 years. And then that is how I died.
It was a cryptid.
That basically implies the odd. Think about the odds of that, right? The odds are almost impossible because it wouldn't have been a thing.
Born at the same time when that technology existed. The odds that that thing escaped, the odds that you were in a similar vicinity, and the odds that you weren't able to survive the encounter. The numbers are just melting my brain.
Okay, I definitely live in that alternate universe where it's like, you know, the monkeys in the cage, typewriting the Shakespeare, a whole Shakespeare play. That's that. Obviously not to that extent, but yeah. No.
Oh my god.
But Tatsu, I cannot wait for the next things he's going to introduce into the series.
You know, he's set himself up with so many possibilities. It's really almost endless. And Vontae and I, if you're new to the stream, welcome. We'd love for you to subscribe to the channel if you're new here, either watching live or the VOD. But we have made many comparisons to One Piece in this series. I think I might have even done it this chapter, if I'm not lying, at the Frankie merge on Thriller Bark. But there is something about the way that Tatsu writes these open-ended plot lines that it's just a little sliver of something, just a little tease, and then it's another seed, and then another seed, and then he'll go water that seed from 3 years ago. At this point, there are so many connections, so many pathways that he can introduce, and even the connections that are made, it feels very One Piece in that this is a living and breathing world with connections. The Aira and Kouki connection in their backstory, he didn't need to do that. I loved it. It wasn't necessary for him to do that. That just made the moment of Aira giving her the pep talk, like, remember who you are, the Mufasa line. It was great. It was shown in greatness.
The characters benefit from each other. In a lot of series, that's not the case. Characters are just great alone, but when it comes to their comrades, sometimes they don't bring up their comrades. And since we're talking about One Piece, it's something that I think Oda struggles with this in post time skip, where it's like the Straw Hats, they have great chemistry, but they don't really bring up each other as much as they used to. It's just Luffy, Zoro, cool fight, then the rest of the crew. And it's like a lot of their interactions are just kind of nothing but
surface level.
Yeah, it's just like you get nothing from it. It's like they're better with people that aren't in their crew, I don't think that should be a thing so often. Like, they build upon their own characterization with characters, other side characters, versus the crew, like they did in pre-time skip.
I think that's a perfect representation about how I feel about Robin's character. I love Robin, guys, but even I, as someone who loves her, will admit, regrettably, is her interactions with the other Straw Hats, where are they? They don't exist. It's a rhetorical question. Every time she just kind of smiles and giggles at Chopper being an adorable little fluff ball. Sanji's just the waiter at her table. Nami, she has the closest relationship to. That or Frankie, I would say. Like, does she talk to Luffy at all? Maybe once an arc?
Pre-time skip. He actually used to depend on her a lot for information.
Yes.
But that was for his
source
side.
Of knowledge. She was a source of knowledge. Oh. And that source of knowledge led to conversations between whoever didn't know and her that did.
Mm-hmm. But that's like how I feel about everybody in Straw Hats. And I do not like that feeling.
They don't have enough interactions with one another.
Nope.
This series does not have that problem.
Not at all.
Even like random like background non-dialogue interactions where Gigi's like teaching Vamola how to do the chicken wing.
Yeah.
Or Kinta and Gigi are just like dancing in the background. Yep. Or Vamola and Momo posing for pictures. And it's just like
no panel is wasted.
No panel is wasted. All these characters, all of their interactions, they're meaningful and they're unique. I don't feel like any of them are ever reused in the slightest.
So it's more to explore. You never, and I keep saying this damn near every stream. You don't know where Tatsu is taking the story. You don't know.
I don't.
There's no way to predict that. We cannot predict this chick popping up here. Not at all. Hase? Not really. I mean,
no.
At a certain point, based off of the pattern of the students, Sanjime doing that, kind of, but I forgot all about him until he popped up again. So, like the Umbrella Boy situation? The hell? No. Police officer, parents, and the train scene with his mom. Like, what?
Even initially with Vamola, I knew who she was. I did not know she lived in a kaiju suit. I didn't know she came from a war-torn, invaded conquistador planet. And with this scope chick, again, guys, that's just headcanon for what I'm referring to her as at the moment. Like, I would have never guessed her story would show up, especially in the last 2 chapters. Just these little snippets that we've got. She used to be happy, and that was taken from her forcibly.
Count Saint Germain. Yes, Count Saint Germain. Can we finally get to see the Illuminati?
That's another thing.
That's how I think this story is going to be very long. I'm not going to lie. Like, the fact that we're still in this area, we don't even know how to deal with Count Saint Germain. The characters in the series don't even know who he is. They have no connection between him and Sanjime. They don't even know.
Who's the enemy? Who's
exactly.
the enemy? Or
so imagine once it started getting bigger.
Like, we still don't know in One Piece unless it was the last chapter that I didn't read, which I'm pretty sure it's not because I would have been spoiled on that. But I mean, we have a good guess of what it is now, but even it's not confirmed.
Turbo Granny, what are you doing?
Where are you? Are you off planet at this point? Are you still on Earth?
What do you even know? What is your connection with Count Saint Germain? What happened in your past for you to react the way that you reacted to
What
it?
is her relationship with Turbo Granny? Why did Turbo Granny say what she said in the Don Manra arc? Mm-hmm. I don't want anything that is precious to Seiko to be hurt or to be stolen. Okay, how about Momo as a person? How about the interactions you two have had? How about I both love and hate this feeling, and this was something that I felt very strongly with One Piece when I was first reading or watching the series, because I was experiencing it through the anime. I am the type of perfectionist is a word, but also like completionist is another, where I want to know the answer to all the questions, similar to Sanjime, which chat don't clip that, but
you compare yourself to Sanjime, guys.
I just want to know all the answers of the universe. I want to know all the answers in whatever story I'm reading. For me, that gives me the most amount of joy. So that's why I always look at world building for series as one of my top indicators on if I'm going to like it or not. This series has world building on top of world building, and then world building in places I didn't even know existed. Lord of the Flies, you're playing a wooden piano made from the planks of a basketball court that was possessed by Doulahan basketball players that can decapitate you by dunking your head through the back. What are we talking about? And then you're saved by this race of people that turned underground and then turned into mythos.
See?
The pick, like, all these.
That's why I like that.
Everywhere.
Like, it's since we all have our own brains, our own minds, we have a way that we look at the world. We have our own ideas about stories, storytelling in general. We have our own opinions about stuff, whether we like things or don't like things. So it's always cool to get into somebody else's world, Tatsu's mind, his world, how he wants to build it. And because you're telling me a story, at the end of the day, it's not my story.
Sure.
So I don't like when series. I don't like it. Not even just with a series. I just don't like when I'm able to pick up or like see where things are going all the time. I think that's boring to me because I'm like, well, I know where this is going. This is obvious. There's some series that has that a lot. I'm like, that was obvious. Like, how is that? Like, for example, the Dobby reveal in My Hero. Like, I thought that was painfully obvious.
There were some that were shocked by it, but it was not a majority. Most
and I feel like
people
are
read
lying.
the writing on the wall. Yeah, or if it was just like you weren't paying attention as closely as you should have been, or at least that the mangaka was expecting you to be.
So, it's one of those things where, for a series like this to not know what's going to come next, I love that. That's going to keep me invested into a series for years to come. But if I know what's going to happen or have like some kind of, I can see where this is going, sometimes it can get kind of boring, especially if it's something like I said with the Dobby reveal, where you're waiting for years for it to be revealed and you've been knew about it. Like I don't like that. It's like we knew about that for the ones who did. We knew about that for like 5 years, maybe longer actually. So, and then it finally gets revealed. It's like, oh, like, well, finally. And then people are like, oh, well, the characters in the series didn't know. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not a character in the series.
I knew.
I'm the reader. Like,
okay. I called it page 2 that Dobby was there. I was like, that's Todoroki.
It's Todoroki. Exactly.
But yeah, to build on that point, I also want to clarify if any of my predictions are wrong with the type of writing style that Tatsu has. I'm perfectly okay with that. If I am 100% wrong on all my predictions, so be it. Because that means that you're able to invert my expectations.
Yep. And
produce a story that I couldn't even put the pieces together. It's like an aha moment, an epiphany after the fact. But leading up to it, I don't know. Like even my theory about how we're going to take down Scope.
And that's great because a lot of people have these headcanons and then they get angry when, it's
that's why I clarified, because I'm not the type of person, reactor, whatever you want to refer to me as. I'm not going to get caught up in headcanon. If I'm right, I'm right. I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Yeah. And that's why I just didn't understand when I released that Blackbeard theory on my channel. Like, why do you dislike the video? It's just a theory. I'm not claiming it to be fact. I wasn't arrogant about it. I just thought it was a fun little idea to put out there. So,
I don't know. People are just
a little miffed.
So that's why Dandadan is a breath of fresh air, because it's like no one and their mother knows what Tatsu is going to do. It's like if I ever see somebody that's like that with Dandadan, that's arrogant and like, oh no, this is like, come on now, no, come on, you don't know that.
We just don't have enough people covering this series. I told you legitimately, when I looked for reactions to the manga on YouTube, I saw 5 channels. One of them was ours. That means 4 other people on YouTube are reacting to Dandadan manga.
Which is wild.
Guys, get on this series.
Hey, man.
I want to be a flag bearer for this series.
I was about to say, we're the founding fathers.
The founding fathers.
Hey, One Piece had that. People were there for 10 years, longer. Well, yeah, about 10 years on YouTube. So, hey. I really hope the series is long, though. It doesn't need to be One Piece, but
I think it will at least be middle range, so 300 plus chapters. But yes, I agree. I think it should be 600 plus.
And jump. Let's meet in the middle. Give us 500.
I can live with 500.
We about to hit 200.
500.
300 more. Hey, why not? We will be here, guys. Every Monday or Tuesdays, depending on the schedule, but every Monday.
Within 48 hours of the chapter being out, we will react to it.
Yeah, people need to. We'll make videos. We'll make a Dandadan. You must watch the next one. Whatever title we make it to get people onto it.
Some clickbait.
But no, it can never be One Piece dislike. That's not what we're saying, guys.
Hey, dislike is still engagement. I'm still gonna get this video out.
My Hero's the next Naruto. No, but it's not. It's
Triggered. He just triggered 2 more fandoms.
Man, but a great journey. And like I said, us getting caught up now is just dope. This is really cool. It's not like Undead where we got caught up.
I don't know anything.
Yeah.
Like, we have not even seen a single chapter of what's going on the Momo side. This
Break
has all been the Aira side with Kouki.
I'm waiting for Tatsu to break the internet. Break the internet. Come on. Break it. Give us one of those chapters.
Definitely getting a werewolf on her side. For sure. Like, that's a yokai or a cryptid that's coming out. Do you know of any other, like, full moon type of aesthetics? Do you know if Cthulhu comes out? When I played Terraria, so this might age me a little bit. When I played Terraria, Cthulhu was an enemy boss that came out during a blood moon or a full moon that was red. So we see the Emperor of the Cur make a surprise visit to Earth. Scope could be on our team, at least temporarily. What's going on with Zuma? What's going on with Daiki?
Bloodbender.
Bloodbender under the moon.
Why not? Let's see. What's another moon? I mean, the moon has a lot of, like, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Aquatic life because of the tides.
Yep.
So yeah.
Rituals. Have you heard about? I forgot where, but elephants. So there's a tribe of elephants that actually have a ritual when there's a full moon, where they like pick up sticks and they just pick up with their trunks and they wave it in the air and they walk in circles. So basically, they're saying that, like,
never heard of this.
I forgot what I was watching. It was like a video or something I read about, but they're talking about, like, animals that have like rituals or whatever. Like, do animals have like a quote unquote like religion or, you know, something like that? And there's elephants that actually do that. So they have like a whole like ceremony or ceremonious.
If you can find that again, definitely send it my way.
I was like, whoa. I mean, we do not. They're very, very fucking smart.
As it turns out, my dad was flicking through YouTube, and he kind of instilled my love for aliens into me at a young age based on what he liked to watch. So he liked to watch like a lot of the Ancient Aliens, a lot of the UFO abduction stories or like UFO files, stuff like that, Project Blue Book. And one of the recommended videos, surprisingly, was from the History Channel and was on certain tribes in this world with superpowers. They had the pygmies on there. The pygmies, in terms of, I want to say they had like tough skin potential, is unless I'm mixing them up with another tribe. But yeah, there's a tribe of divers. They can hold their breath for up to like 4 minutes underwater. There's people that have very thick skin, so like even bee stings don't affect them.
Yep.
I don't know, there's people that have like webbing on their feet for swimming purposes. Yep. So there's just so many different aspects of humanity that have adapted to the world that they're living in.
Yep.
So I can't wait to see what other real world reference that Tatsu is going to make. You need to take another month break, man. Just keep cooking, because I'm gonna be honest. I'll speak for myself. I think you agree, but I'm gonna leave the door open just in case. I don't feel like there's been a bad Dandadan. I want to say chapter, but I'll say like a bad Dandadan section of 3 chapters in 150 chapters, 160 chapters. Like it was almost very early on, like maybe episode like 8 or 9 of the anime that I was just like, it was okay. But like ever since, this series has been incredible.
Yep. I agree. I can't remember the last. It's been on fire since and progressively getting better. So we should do a bingo card stream about what's what we'll talk to introduce next.
Cthulhu's my free space.
Shit, should I put that in my free space too?
I think we should.
I should do it.
It's gotta happen.
I should do it.
Right.
Just for
a Dandadan bingo card would be pretty cool.
Because honestly, it's a good bingo card to do because so far we have seen a lot of, paranormal things that he's taken from real life to the point where literal civilizations, the Sumerians, now pygmies. So, I'm just gonna say dragon. Put a dragon in there. Some kind of dragon. Easy. Seen the worm snake thing. Sumerian. I mean the subterranean.
I almost forgot about that. Man, can't wait to see season 2 in July.
Vampire?
Too long.
You think we're actually gonna get a vampire? For written sake.
I think so, because there was that one random line by Turbo Granny, right?
What was it?
She was like, "Oh, I'm not one of those scumbags or something." Like, so they exist? Is that you confirming it, Turbo Granny? Again, what do you know? Who are you? What do you know? What's your social standing in this world?
I think we're gonna get like a voodoo person. Or a shaman.
Yep, that'll be a yokai power. Little dolls of all of our... And if you want to make merch on this series, just release plushies. I'm telling you, it's a gold mine. You have this character introduced that has all these little plush dolls, and that's how you sell all the merch. Free idea, by the way. I'm not going to charge anything for that. Just, I want you to do it because I'll buy them all.
I think, what's another... Can you think of... So this last... Well, since we've been talking about it for a few minutes, is there anything else you can think of that Tatsu should introduce that you think is like, damn, that's cool? Like alien related, ghost related, monster?
I do think that there should be talking animals. Sentient animals. Now, in terms of the species, pick your poison. Since we talked about them earlier, I'll just use elephants, since they are one of the most intelligent species. And also sea life. So if you want to talk about like dolphins or like any sort of like sentient fish, aquatic life is unexplored. We have not explored the oceans of this world.
You think we'll get like Atlantis? Why not?
So.
Civilization,
That could be a transmission system area to a certain part of the galaxy.
Yep.
Maybe to say Piniwini's planet, because that is submerged in some sort of liquid.
Yeah. Like, honestly, the possibilities in the series are endless. Like, seriously. Like, I don't even think we truthfully acknowledged it yet. But we're getting into characters having powers without, like, besides Momo. She was the only one that we knew. And I guess Midoriya, obviously. But they're the only two in the series that weren't a vessel for a yokai. No tech, alien, nothing. like that, but they had superpower basically. Now we have Rin, we have Kouki, the two Payase and the other guy. Now we're getting to people with abilities. It's crazy.
Varied. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, to let you guys behind the scenes of a joke Fontaine and I use, when we don't want to offend anyone and something is objectively bad or not interesting, in our case, we will sarcastically say, interesting. No, this is actually interesting.
Yeah.
This is something that interests me, something that interests him. And obviously you guys, because there's still 4 people here almost 3 hours into the stream, and we've been yapping for the past 20
We
minutes.
appreciate it, guys. Don't worry.
Absolutely.
It won't be as, insufferable for you, because it'll be week to week with one chapter at a time.
You will get both of our reactions every week. Again, primarily going to be Monday evenings. Might change here and there, but generally speaking, that'll be the general format.
And we'll give you guys some topics or tier list streams as well. That's going to be fun for this series, because it's going to be hard to rank stuff. Characters? Yo.
Designs?
Yes.
Arcs? Fights? Choreography in this series underrated. Backstories, I feel like we're starting to get enough of them to where we could make a tier list eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But characters, that's going to be interesting. There's a lot of A tier, S tier characters.
We're not just riding Tatsu.
Nah.
But like, objectively. I know I don't really like using that phrase because it sounds arrogant. No. I feel like most people that read this series would be like, his writing is top tier.
Yeah. So yeah, that's where we're at. Though we will be back once again Sunday. We'll talk to Laz again to see if that's still good. So we'll be live on Sunday, more than likely, and then the following day on Monday we will be live reading chapter 190 of Dandadan. Damn.
So, currently on the channel, just released an episode of Haikyuu earlier today. We got Fire Force every Friday. We got My Hero Academia Vigilantes every Monday. Every Tuesday/Sunday will be Chainsaw Man manga volume reactions. We might take a brief hiatus from these longer streams. So it might start at the end of the month or possibly the beginning of May. But Chainsaw Man manga volume reactions are on the very near horizon. So again, if you like the weirdness of this series, likely you'll like the weirdness of Chainsaw Man. You just gotta tone it down with a few things. Fujimoto is, he cooks in a different way. An unorthodox way, but that's it for me.
Yep. So you guys know the drill, man. Stay tuned, like, subscribe to your boys. Road to 1K once again. We're almost there. Less than 150 away. So we'll be there. We'll be back in July, obviously, for more Dandadan, for the anime, for the Curse House arc. That's gonna be immaculate. That key visual, insane. Can't wait for that. But yeah, stay tuned for more stuff. All the way to the end of the year, early to next year, and onwards. But that being said, man, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay clean. See you guys on the next video or stream, and peace.